so the music is very appropriate, and thank you for the selection. So once again, my name is Kutlu, and I'm originally from Turkey, now here for about 2.5 years. And I now run a company called UK Basecamp, which helps startups, especially those from Turkey, go and expand into international markets with soft landing services and business development. I'm also part of the team with my colleague Sila over there. We have launched the Tech London Advocates Turkey chapter, and we're trying to connect the Turkish ecosystem with the other ecosystems, and especially the UK one. So just a bit briefly about the ecosystem in Turkey, and then we have actually 7 startups from Turkey pitching and exhibiting and demonstrating all through the week. So I have some good news and bad news about that. The good news is some of them were finalists at the Project Kairos pitch, and the bad news is actually they're still on their way trying to come here, so I might have to present on their behalf. But if you see people running onto the stage, that's our startups, that's not the fire drill. And so I'll tell a little bit about the Turkish ecosystem. Turkey is a pretty sizable country, ranks in the top 20 GDPs of the world, and about 70, 80 million people. And it has the most aggressive, one of the 2 most aggressive tax breaks for angel investing in Europe. And Turkey had its first few local currency unicorn exits in the recent years. So that means about $500 million or a third of a billion. And a few unicorns are cooking. And hopefully we'll hear about them in a year or 2. And the founders of these unicorns have been very active supporters of the ecosystem. So they're each investing in 30 to 50 startups, and they're really building the ecosystem. So we can see this. This is the ecosystem 10 years ago, and now this is the ecosystem. So the number of players supporting the ecosystem has really multiplied, and hopefully we'll see this turn into outcomes. There's always a lag because the investment is a long asset class, but hopefully we're going to be seeing more and more results. And then there's a lot of Turkish talent and entrepreneurs internationalizing now. Up to a few years ago, Turkey was seen as a big enough market so you could just stay in there and be successful. That's still a big enough market, but more and more entrepreneurs are now ambitious enough to play the global game. So they're coming to UK, moving to Berlin. Just one company called Insider moved the headquarters to Singapore and got funding from Sequoia, which is one of the best VC funds in the world. So I think you'll be hearing more from Turkish founders and startups, and would love to connect with other ecosystems as well. And I'm going to skip this. And in terms of size, it's about $100 million of VC investment per year. So that's not too bad. It could be better. But in terms of in the region, actually, if you take Turkey in the MENA and Eastern European region, Turkey does pretty well. It's in the top 3 or top 5. 100 million per year. Obviously, if you compare it to Germany, France, and UK doing more than 2 billion a year, there's still a big way to go. So one of my thesis is that Turkey can benefit a lot from these more developed ecosystems. Then we're trying to connect the dots. And in the next few minutes, we're actually going to tell you about some of these startups, and I'm going to present on behalf of those who are not here.